Why, if it isn't Goatmeal from Class 1A, are you perhaps interested in the rest of the old tale I told you in class? Yes. It is convenient that you would take the bait I presented in class. A vessel, a sword, a set of tablets, and a set of beads. After obtaining these 4 treasures, the king's castle was destroyed. Why, you ask? Because these 4 treasures were actually 4 Pokemon. As these Pokemon were passed from human hand to human hand as treasures, they slowly became tainted by hubris and greed. Finally, after coming in contact with the rapacity of the king at that time, they awakened as disasters and began to rampage out of control. The king called for renowned Pokemon wielders to defend the country, and after a fierce battle, these incarnations of disaster were quelled. It is said that these 4 Pokemon were sealed away somewhere in Paldea. So what do you think? Would you say this story is just make-believe? No. Very astute of you. I have read many historical disaster reports, personal journals, and the like. There is much to support the truth of this story. If I am able to prove the story's veracity myself, I will be sure to let you know. You came even closer with Ms. Raifort. Goatmeal, the time has come. The cursed treasures, the 4 Pokemon of ruin. They exist. And I stumbled upon the truth in the newspaper of all places, in an interview with a carpenter, no less. Pokemon wielders apparently use sacred stakes to steal these treasures in ruin and shrines. There's a separate shrine for each of the 4 Pokemon, and 8 stakes driven into the ground in the area surrounding each shrine keep the power of ruin at bay. Ooh. In other words, if all the stakes for a given shrine were to be removed, it would release the Pokemon held inside. Don't you think it would be nice to free those Pokemon from the confines of their tiny little shrines, Goatmeal? Yes, it would. A kind soul, I see. You are proving truly useful. According to a descendant of the Pokemon wielders in the story, you must have a bond with the Pokemon in order to remove the stakes. I'm sure someone as Pokemon savvy as yourself would have no trouble at all with that. You can choose for yourself whether to believe me or not, but I will mark the locations of these shrines on your map. I'd rather go myself, of course, but skipping out on my classes to go adventuring seems to have made the director a little suspicious of me. You think you can think of it as part of your treasure hunt. Treasures of ruin are still treasures after all. I hope you will investigate these shrines if you are at all inclined to do so. You feel trusted by Ms. Raifort. I do hope you will take on the hunt for the treasures of ruin if you are so inclined. There you are, Ms. Tyme. Oh my, if it isn't Goatmeal. Please forgive me if this is an odd question. Were you perhaps watching me from afar just now? No, I wasn't. Yes, I suppose you wouldn't have been doing something like that. I'm sorry. You see? Oh, how should I put this? Recently there have been times where I feel as if I'm being watched. Not by a Pokemon, mind you, but by a person. I thought it might be a ghost, so I tried asking my sister for help. She said it most likely isn't one. She's good with ghost Pokemon, you know? Perhaps one of my students is quietly watching me, waiting for a chance to ask me a question? That might be it. Goodness, if that wasn't an intense gaze I felt. If you notice someone with a sort of fire in their eyes, come tell me, won't you? If they're too shy to come ask me themselves, then I'll go to them. I became even closer with Ms. Tyme. Goatmeal, you scared me. Were you cooking something? Oh no, I'm not here for anything food-related at all. I was just walking around the entrance hall, and I felt that intense gaze that I told you about before. So I quickly ducked into the cafeteria here. Our cafeteria is only one entrance, so I thought I might be able to discover the identity of the person watching me if they followed me in here. Ah, someone's come just now. Huh, that's weird. I thought I saw her come in here. I guess I won't be able to ask my question today either. That girl, I feel like I've seen her several times before. She seems to be a student here, but I get the feeling that her question is not about her studies. Next time I see her, maybe I'll go start up a conversation myself. It could have been a little scary being here on my own. I'm glad you were here with me. You feel trusted by Ms. Tyme. Hello, Master Goatmeal of Class 1A. It has been some time since we last met. Are you here to eat as well? Yep, I'm starving. Ha, excellent. You shouldn't battle on an empty stomach. I myself am here to survey the student cafeteria, let's say. I am observing the nutritional content of the food that our students partake of on a regular basis. One item on the menu that I am particularly interested in is the peanut butter sandwich. It is sweet and quite delicious. Yes, perhaps I will order one right now. Oh look, Mr. Saguaro, he's so fashionable and cool. I guess the teachers come to the cafeteria too. Do you think he'll have an egg sandwich? No way. If he gets anything here, it'll definitely be something like spicy, like the 5-alarm sandwich. Ah, he's so cool. He'll definitely get that wild and spicy 5-alarm sandwich. Could I have a 5-alarm sandwich? I do enjoy the thrill of spicy food. No, have a peanut butter sandwich. Aha! Yes, you suggested I have a peanut butter sandwich, Master Goatmeal. I suppose I shall have to try one if you insist. That was close. I was almost forced to eat myself to order something spicy, my least favorite of flavors. I thank you for restraining me, Master Goatmeal. It seems that the students tend to view me as a fashionable and cool, or even, dare I say it, exuding a sort of brooding strength. I have a habit of acting in such a way as to not destroy their image of me. I showed my true colors to you just now without thinking. Please keep this as a secret between us. We became even closer with Mr. Saguaro. Please feel free to relax and unwind if you wish. No need to concern yourself with me. Osu, new kid. Fancy meeting you here in the home economics classroom. What a coincidence, eh? What brings you here? So, well, you see, Ms. Dendra tells me she is here for intensive training in sandwich making. Ah, well, no use hiding it now. Oh dear, I'm terribly sorry. Were you keeping this a secret? Well, I mean, not really, but it just doesn't look very cool to openly admit I'm here for intensive training, you know? Understood. I will be more careful in the future. Well, new kid, now that you know what I'm up to, I guess you'll have to help me out with my training here. Try this sandwich. It's the result of my training so far. Ms. Dendra's sandwich was soggy and hard to eat, and once again, the taste left much to be desired. That was my meat lover's prosciutto, bacon, and chorizo sandwich. How was it? It was a little meat heavy. What? You mean there was a problem with my choice of filling? I guess focusing on muscle-building ingredients really did a number on the flavor, huh? Ms. Dendra, I believe a simple addition of butter would have done wonders for your sandwich. Butter helps to protect the bread from getting soggy due to the moisture of the ingredients. It can also work to enhance the sandwich's flavor. Butter? That makes sense. Thank you for teaching me that tip, Mr. Saguaro. But why didn't you tell me that while I was making the sandwich? Ah, well, you see, when I saw you, I had not realized you had begun your food prep. I thought you were simply trying to destroy my classroom. Well, anyway. New kid, thanks to you and Mr. Saguaro here, I might finally be getting the hang of this. Thanks for your advice. Osu, new kid, muscles sure are great, don't you think? Ah, Master Goatmeal. There's something that I would very much like to ask for your help with. What is it? Well, you see, I do not want anyone to overhear this, but I hear rumors of an incredibly sweet condiment that exists somewhere in the Paldea region. I absolutely must experience that ambrosial sweetness for myself. You are the only one who knows of my insatiable sweet tooth, thus I have no one else I can turn to for help in this matter. I cannot go looking for this condiment myself, lest I destroy the image students have of me. It will repay you, though, for your troubles, of course. Give it some thought if this piques your interest. In the meantime, I will gather what information I can about this incredibly sweet condiment. I will share what I find with you as soon as I have more detailed information. You feel trusted by Mr. Saguaro. Feel free to relax and okay. Master Goatmeal, about that matter with which I need your help. I have discovered the name of the incredibly sweet condiment. It is called Sweet Herba Mystica. If you should find it during the course of your treasure hunt, I would be grateful if you would share some with me. Master Goatmeal, have you anything to report about the Sweet Herba Mystica? We'll give him some of our Sweet Herba Mystica, yeah. Oh, we don't have any. No way. No way. No way! Come on, Miriam, just try it. Ms. Dendra. Oh, great timing, new kid. Nurse Miriam here won't try the sandwich I made. Well, duh, I don't want to get a stomach ache. You won't, probably. I still remember that sandwich you made me with meat filling and meat for bread. That one really messed me up bad. I hadn't trained in the art of sandwich making yet back then. I was young and thoughtless It was last month. So, as you can see, I'm not getting anywhere trying to persuade her. Even after I went through that intensive sandwich training making, it kind of makes me sad. She went through intensive sandwich making training? She worked really hard at it. I guess I have no choice if you've got one of our cute little students on your side. So fine, I'll try your sandwich. Let's see it. Yes, I knew you'd come around. Here it is. Munch, munch, munch. It's a little strongly flavored, but I guess it's not bad. Woohoo! My training paid off. I'm so glad my sandwich pleases the great Nurse Miriam. I look up to you, you know. We feel trusted by Ms. Dendra. Thank you for trying it, and thanks to you too, new kid. And she's run off again. That was weird, but that's just how Ms. Dendra is, I guess. She's always coming into the nurse's office with some injury or another, too. Oh, Sue, new kid, you here to do a little shopping? I came to see you. Ah, so you came to see me, did you? I'm here to check out the sandwiches they've got for sale. The school store's sandwiches taste great and have excellent nutritional balance, too. What happened to your intensive training? Haha, I guess I'm just not used to it yet. All that training kind of wore me out. I achieved my goal anyway, so I'm going to take a break from sandwich making for a bit. Oh right, I didn't tell you what my goal was. I wanted to pay Nurse Miriam back for everything she does for me. It was my way of saying thanks. She's so nice and so skilled at what she does. I really look up to her. I wanted to try sandwich making so I could be skilled at doing something for other people, like she is, but I guess I just wasn't cut out for it. What I am cut out for, though, is being full of energy, so I decided to focus on that instead. Like I said in class, I think people in Pokemon should make their strong points stronger. You really helped me out, new kid. Take this as a way of saying thanks. You got 10 bottles of protein. Alright then, what should I go with today to get my protein in? We formed a close bond with her. Oh, Sue, new kid, are you getting your training in? Hello there, Goatmeal. I try to visit the schoolyard from time to time. It's good to see young ones with so much energy and vigor. You think so? Oh, yes, indeed. Just watching is enough to make even an old man like me feel even more alive. Master Hassel, might I have a word? Oh, you, what are you doing here? I have told you many times not to bother me here at the Academy. Yet I am bound to come. Our family's future is of paramount importance. It was good speaking with you, Goatmeal. Something important has come up, so I must excuse myself now. We became even closer with Mr. Hassel. Let us discuss this matter elsewhere. Come. Goatmeal, help me keep an eye out, would you? I've set up a little ambush here for that girl who keeps watching me. She'll be here any second. An ambush? Well, you see, it's not very pleasant knowing she's just staring at me all the time. And now, I know what she looks like after seeing her in the cafeteria. Ah. It's you, isn't it? You're the one who's been secretly watching me recently. Tyme, how do you know I... I guess you must have noticed me. I'm so sorry. Well, of course I noticed. You were watching me practically all day, every day, after all. I assume there's something you want to ask me? Yes, I do. I've been a huge fan of yours since your time as a gym leader, and I love rock-type moves so very much. Oh my. But you suddenly retired from your post as gym leader a year and a half ago. Why did you quit? My goodness, is that all you wanted to ask? Yes, your reason for retiring was never made public. But it's well known among the students here that you just avoid the question anytime it's asked. I thought it would be rude to ask you a question that you don't want to answer, so I just couldn't find the courage to ask. So that's why your gaze felt so intense. I see, forgive me. So very intense? Ah, never mind. As for the reason I quit my job as a gym leader, I simply wanted to focus more on my job as a teacher. It's not that I disliked being a gym leader or anything of that sort. Quite the contrary, talking about the gym fills me with feelings of nostalgia and sadness. That's why I always avoid answering the question when students ask. Oh, I see. Do you have any plans of becoming a gym leader again? No, I'm afraid I don't plan to do so. My sister is doing a splendid job as gym leader in my stead. I personally find being a teacher most enjoyable these days. But since I am, in fact, your teacher, I would appreciate it if you would call me Ms. Tyme, as students do, and not just Tyme. Okay, I'm sad to hear that, but I understand. Thank you so much, Ms. Tyme. Well, I suppose that solves the mystery. Ah, that made me so nervous. I said so many things to try to sound cool. I was certainly a little scared when I felt that girl's intense gaze on me, but having you with me allowed me to do what needed to be done to face what turned out to be one of my biggest fans. I must thank you for always showing up at just the right time, Goatmeal. Allow me to show you my appreciation a little. I hope these help you on your adventure. 50 rock terror shards. We formed a close bond with Ms. Tyme. Goatmeal, I'm in a bit of a pinch. Take a look at this. This Pommy really doesn't seem to be feeling well. I don't know if the poor thing can even stand up. What should I do? What should I do? Use a potion on it. Oh, right. I could use a potion. Do you have any on you, Goatmeal? You don't? What should I do? What should I do? Hold on. I had exactly one potion in my pocket. This'll fix you right up, my friend. Potion power, go! It seems to have done the trick just in the nick of time. But this Pommy doesn't appear to belong to a trainer. Could a wild Pokemon have wandered onto the Academy grounds? Still, I can't just leave it here alone without anyone to make sure it's okay. It's decided then. I, Salvatore, will just have to lend all of the helping hands I have to take care of Pommy in this touch-and-go situation. Merci very much for your advice, Goatmeal. We became even closer with Mr. Salvatore. Adios, au revoir, farewell. Oh my, dear Goatmeal. Thanks to your advice before, Pommy is, well, just see for yourself. Is he feeling better now? Yeah, it's feeling better, but this particular Pommy may just be a bit meek, I suppose. I had Nurse Miriam take a look as well, and she says there's nothing wrong with it health-wise. So it shouldn't have any injuries, ailments, or the like. Even so, it never utters so much as a cry, which is odd. That part has even Mr. Jacq here stumped. Sorry that I couldn't be of any help. Nitink, pass. Don't worry about it. I have some information now for the Academy security cameras out. It seems Pommy was attacked by a wild Pokemon and fled here to the Academy grounds. Maybe it's still in a bit of shock from that experience and can't bring itself to speak yet. Yep, if that's the case, there's absolutely no problem with keeping quiet. Pas de problème. We can just wait, that is, until it feels like talking. That's all we can do, really. Even if you speak all sorts of languages, there's no guarantee that you can understand what's going on in someone's heart. But have no fear, I won't give up. No, I'll keep on trying until we've figured each other out. You feel trusted by Mr. Salvatore. Pommy's doing great, just a bit of a quiet one. My dear Goatmeal, Pommy here is as healthy as can be. Ah, well, it seems being quiet is simply a... Ooh, I missed it. But it's hard for a Pokemon to communicate with its fellows without speaking up. As you know, wild Pokemon use their cries to tell each other all sorts of things, like the location of food or whether there are predators nearby. So even if we were to release it back into the wild, I'm afraid that it might not be able to do those sorts of things. What do you think, Oatmeal? Where does Pommy belong? With you, Mr. Salvatore. Oh, I didn't expect to hear my name. So you think it should stay here with me? I was so focused on getting it back in good health so it could return to the wild that I didn't even consider that possibility. What do you think about that idea, my little Pommy friend? Pommy! Pommy, it spoke at last. Even without speaking Pokemon language myself, I know what that reply means. Yes! Oh, my dear Goatmeal, merci so very, very much for all your help with Pommy. All the more reason you should have this. Here, a rare Pokemon for you to raise. You got a Meowth from Mr. Salvatore. Ah, I'm so happy. Yes, I, Salvatore, will take it upon myself to look after Pommy for good. I will indeed. Formed a close bond with him. Pommy's never been better. How's that Meowth I entrusted to your care? Doing superbly, I hope? Ah, look it. It's a Galarian one. You met it at the Naranja Academy. Oh, why hello there, young Goatmeal. I'm sorry I was lost in thought and didn't notice your approach. I feel I must again apologize for what transpired in the schoolyard. What are you talking about? I'm, of course, referring to how I was rather suddenly had to take my leave while we were still engaged in conversation. That woman who showed up is a dragon tamer, and a relative of mine, I might add. You see, I come from a very long line of trainers who specialize in dragon-type Pokemon. There was a child in our family who was expected to stand at its head and lead to greatness. But the young lad, rebellious little fellow that he was, ran away from home one day. He made quite the show of it too, swearing he'd make a living with music. A lot happened since then, and now he's the art teacher and Elite Four member before you. After I so rudely took my leave during our last conversation, my dear relative encouraged me to give up teaching and return home at last. I've been told the current leader of my family, that is to say my father, is in poor health. Oh, but I do apologize. Perhaps I'm not cut out for teaching after all. What sort of teacher grumbles on and on at his own student? You're a great teacher. Ah, my dear Goatmeal, you have no idea how much your words mean to me. Thank you so very much. You feel trusted by Mr. Hassel. I'm so sorry I was lost in thought. Okay. Why, hello there, Goatmeal. You always seem to appear at the most crucial of moments. The most crucial of moments? Well, you see. Master Hassel, I'm here to collect you. So I see. I'm glad you finally made up your mind about taking your place as leader of the family. Well, it is indeed true that I have made up my mind. I've made up my mind to continue teaching here at the Academy. How could you? Are you saying you don't care what happens to our proud lineage? I'm saying that I have other priorities. Have a look around at the art decorating this room, would you? The children here are letting their senses, their perceptiveness grow freely. I do not wish to say that protecting our family's ancient bloodline is of no importance. I simply wish to see young talent blossom and grow into the future. It just seems so much more fun to me, if I am being honest. What utter nonsense. And yet, your fearless, unflinching commitment to that nonsensical vision proves that you're worthy of carrying the will of the dragons, Master Hassel. I will not give up. I will come as many times as I need in order to change your mind. Oh, by all means, my door is open. I think you'll soon find you've met your match in stubbornness. You thought I could be cowed by some story spun about my father's deteriorating health? I am not so easily fooled. Shh! I will return another day. Ah, I am sorry you had to see all of that. I was so very close to resigning my post as teacher and returning to my home. But the students here gave me the courage to say no. That includes you, Goatmeal. Your words truly brought me strength. I cannot think of a way I can possibly repay my debt to you, young ones. Take this, if you will. Insufficient as it may be in expressing the full breadth of my gratitude. 50 Dragon Terror Shards, okay. Now then, let it be clear to all. I, Hassel, will continue on my chosen path as instructor of the youths of our world. We formed a close bond with Mr. Hassel. Hello there, Goatmeal. Please stay for as long as you wish. Thank you for the visit, Master Goatmeal. A good friend of mine has been telling me of your recent exploits. You mean Clive? Ha ha. I'll leave their identity to your imagination. But now, lest I forget, there's another matter I would very much like your opinion on. Do you know what manner of gentleman's hairstyle is considered cool, as it were, among the youth these days? Bowl cuts. Oh, is that so? I suppose I have indeed seen some of the Academy's male students sporting such a style. Hold on. Could it be then that the pompadour has already had its day in the sun? Perhaps I ought to consider a change of wig. Ah, that is to say, never mind. Thank you for your insight, Master Goatmeal. It was most enlightening. You feel trusted by Director Clavell. Thank you again for your outstanding work on Operation Starfall. I cannot tell you how relieved I am that we were able to help Ms. Penny as we did, and I know she's exceedingly grateful to you and your part in all this. So I have one more thing to ask of you, though. The request is admittedly of a delicate nature. Do you think you can continue being good friends with Miss Penny, as you have thus far? You bet. I must say, I truly am glad to have you as one of my students at the Academy. I believe you've more than earned this small token of my appreciation. I got a big nugget. Nice. I hope that you will always stay just as wonderful as you are now, Master Goatmeal. We formed a close bond with Director Clavell. I'm so glad that you came to Naranja Academy, Master Goatmeal.